Okay, so let's continue on this part. As we launch the load balancer and then I put the instance behind the load balancer, I will just have to refresh this to check whether it is in service. Still it gives out of service. Let me see whether my instance is in the up status, active status. Yes, instance is in the running state. Yeah. Now the problem is that, okay, I got it why it is. I will just go here. Though my instance is in the active state, guys, you're back, right? Because I started. Though my instance is in active state, you can see here behind the load balancer it is out of service. It means that the load balancer will not be able to reach to this instance. Yeah, very correct, Kunal. Because the health check what we defined is to reach to the index.html file, right? And in this particular instance, it's actually just I launched it some time back, so it doesn't have that index.html file. Okay, because of that reason, since the health check is not done, the moment the instance comes behind a ELB very first thing it will start the health check, and once the health check is passed, only then the instance will come in service. Okay, but right now it is out of service means it has not passed the health check. The health check has been failed. So I will have to log on to that instance. I will have to have that index.html file. Okay, so I'll just quickly go to that. I will get the IP of this instance and the key. Okay, the key name is Linux key and the public IP. Okay, so what I'm doing, I have already HTTPD installed. So I'll just move to this location that is where www.html and I will create a index.html file. Okay, index.html. Save and exit, service, HTTPD, restart. Okay, now I'll see if I can reach to this HTML file. Yeah, so now I will check out my load balancer should also be able to. So going to the load balancer instance, yeah, see it has come now in service. Okay, yes, you can use a Windows instance also. Just create a web page in a Windows instance. Okay, the same procedure how you do it in a normal Windows environment. Create a web page and then you can just specify, you can in the health check whatever you specify the file it will try to ping to that file. Okay, fine. So now it is in service. So as we have checked, we are able to reach to that HTML file directly, okay, by using the IP address of the instance. Now let's see, since the ELB is there, now I want my traffic should be all my traffic, incoming traffic should go to ELB. ELB should handle that, and then it should forward. If you click on the instances, as the instance is not reachable, as it is marked as unhealthy, it will automatically change the status of the instance. It will make it as out of service. Okay. Now I will just do one thing. Yeah, I will show you like how can we use the DNS name. ELB has a endpoint. So by using endpoint, let's see if we can reach to that HTML page. Uh, one sec. See, by using endpoint, I am able to reach to that web page. Okay, so now even though I have multiple web servers behind my ELB, this endpoint will be used for to forward the traffic to any of the instances. Now my question is, what if my ELB goes down? What will happen? What if my ELB goes down? Hmm? How can we address such issues? Request will not reach to destination, request will fail, right? So that possibility is also there that my ELB can go down, right? So how to make ELB highly available? Now ELB is a managed service. It will be Amazon takes care of that. ELB is automatically highly available and scalable. You don't have to worry about the single point of failure. Okay, because at the backend Amazon is deploying 2 ELB instances rather than one. Though we have deployed one, but in the backend Amazon is creating one more ELB. So it is default highly available and scalable service. Right? So if one ELB fails, automatically the second one will be used and it will still start forwarding the traffic. So even if one availability goes down, your ELB will still continue to operate and it will continue to send the traffic to other server instances. Okay. Fine. If you want, you can even create multiple ELBs also in your environment, but you will have to pay for that. Okay, it will be chargeable. You can change health check at any point of time. You can add, you can remove the instances. All this configuration you can. Now, if you click on the action, edit health check, the same thing which was available here, editing the subnet. Okay, here the subnets are highlighted. If you see, yeah, now I just wanted to highlight this. Since you don't wanted me to choose the subnet, right? We went with the default thing. If you remember, see, it has chosen all the subnets to make it highly available, redundant, to provide a redundancy feature. So all subnets it has selected. When I was when I was selecting it manually, I was selecting only 2 to 3 maximum, right? So it has selected default all. But if you want, you can edit this, you can remove, you can add subnet as per your wish, and then within each subnet you can add the instances. Fine. Editing instance to add or to remove the instance, editing security group, deleting the ELB, right? So that is how we configure the ELB. It is very simple thing. Now let's move on to one more important service. Okay, one thing I just forgot. Yeah. Now if you see here, connection draining, it is enabled, it is 300 seconds. If I click on edit, I can modify the connection draining. I think someone has asked this question. So connection draining allows existing requests to complete before the load balancer shifts traffic away from the deregistered or unhealthy backend instance. In simple terms, I will just go back to this. Assume that this first instance is marked as unhealthy. I will come to that point. First focus on this connection draining. Let's say 3 instances are there behind ELB and this instance has gone wrong or it is unhealthy. Okay. Now if the connection draining is enabled, what it will do, now the default here it was highlighted is 300 seconds, right? So connection draining 300 seconds means it will wait for 300 seconds before it will close this connection. The connection between your ELB and the instance, this connection, the open connection, it will close after 300 seconds once the instance is marked as unhealthy. If I disable the connection draining, immediately it will close this connection. Okay, this connection will be closed and no more request will be forwarded to this connection, and any request which was in a pipeline, which was in a progress when this instance went down, will not be completed. Getting my point? We have 2 options. Connection draining, either we can enable connection draining, or we can disable. Okay, if the connection draining is enabled, let's say, and the duration is 300 seconds, so what it will do, when this particular instance, let's say this is instance number 1, when this instance is marked as unhealthy, means the ELB is not able to reach this instance, it will still wait, because of the connection draining is enabled, it will still wait for 300 seconds. This connection between the ELB and this instance will not be closed, it will wait for 300 seconds, after that it will close it. So this, now the advantage what I get when I enable it is, when the instance went unhealthy, that time there were some requests which were forwarded by the ELB. Okay, so some requests were there in a pipeline or in progress. It has not reached to the instance, but it was there in a pipeline. So those requests will get completed. if the connection draining is open or enabled. But if I disable it, immediately this connection will be closed and whatever it was there in that pipeline will also get dropped and it will not get fulfilled. Is it clear? Each time it will check draining time period, even it, yeah, whenever it fails, because it is quite possible that a instance can suddenly go down, right? But in a pipeline there were multiple requests which were forwarded in to the instance. So what will happen to those requests? It should not get dropped, right? The request should not get dropped. It should get fulfilled from some other instance. That is my requirement. So that will, this connection draining will help me in that. Fine. So we will keep this ELB as is because we want to discuss the next service as auto scaling. So we will use auto scaling with ELB. I want automatically it should scale up or scale down. Okay, because ELB just mark instance and unhealthy. It will give me fault tolerance and load balancing, but it cannot launch a new instance. If one instance, let's say I have 3 instances behind ELB, one is down, it cannot launch a new instance in that place. Okay, so for that I will have to use auto scaling. Okay, so I'll just quickly go to this, we have already discussed. Knowledge check, we didn't do, right? So knowledge check. Yeah. Okay, can we define the endpoint URL? Can you show demo? Yeah, we are going to discuss Route 53 topic. Okay, so we will discuss in that. You can change the endpoint by using Route 53. Yeah, Route 53, we can do that. So which of the following statements about ELB is not true? So almost all of you are correct. There is no incorrect answer given from anyone. Okay.